James here representing the Geeky Comrade, and I'm recording this video about 26 minutes away from the first ever Smackdown live, or just WWE Friday Night Smackdown on Fox. And of course Hell in a Cell is this Sunday, and I just want to make a quick announcement, honestly. As we know right now, currently I am the Tournament Tuesdays champion, but I'm also the TGC Predictions champion. So, but hang on one second. Yeah, I got both, and honestly, the announcement is I'm vacating the TGC Predictions Championship. This will be mine forever and always. I'll defend that any point. But this, the reason I created the TGC's Prediction Championship with this toy Intercontinental title, the only reason I did that was for the sole purpose of, I thought that if I did it, it would force me to watch the WWE pay-per-views, and then it would force me to watch the WWE pay-per-views, and then maybe I'd actually be able to get into their pay-per-views and stuff like that. And at first it worked. I mean, I started off with, Fight for the Fallen, one of AEW's free shows. I enjoyed it. Then WWE ran the next night. They ran Extreme Rules, and I thought that was an enjoyable show. But then, time went by. They did TakeOver Toronto, or TakeOver Toronto 2, and I was honestly just disappointed by that show, though I did feel SummerSlam was actually pretty enjoyable. And then Clash. I was so uninterested in Clash of Champions this year that I literally didn't even want to do the predictions for the show. I didn't want to do the mini review or anything. I literally could not care less about that show. And I heard some people say, it's like, oh, this is like the best WWE show of the year. I'm like, really? I mean, yeah, opinions are a thing, but trying to look at it objectively, honestly, I feel that TakeOver Toronto 2, I mean, SummerSlam, Extreme Rules, objectively speaking, or at least trying to think objectively, I just felt they were better shows. And of course that also is subjective as well, naturally, but I don't know, I just felt that, anyway, that's a tangent. People were saying that, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I just didn't enjoy the show. It's like, for every good thing that the WWE did on Clash, there was like two or three other things that just weren't good at all. Like, for example, going back to what I was talking about in the mini review that I did, the main event, Strowman and Rollins, it's like, for every good thing, the match itself was pretty enjoyable. I give it that. But you have a pretty enjoyable match, but then you have a move called the curb stomp look very weak, with it taking 4 curb stomps to put away Braun Strowman. I feel like we all know what an actual curb stomp is, so a move in wrestling called the curb stomp shouldn't look weak, even against a monster. I don't know, that took the wind in my sails. It's like, especially when, they made such a big deal of bringing the curb stomp back, it's this move that was banned, and they brought it back, and it's cool. And they made such a big deal about that, but ever since Rollins started facing Lesnar this year, it's taken 3, if not 4 curb stomps on everybody, it feels like. And I know that's not true, but I don't watch Raw and SmackDown and blah blah blah. But still, on big shows, big matches, it only takes freaking 3 curb stomps on everybody, and that sucks, especially when Seth Rollins does have a deep moveset. He's not the best wrestler in the world, despite what everyone in WWE wants you to believe. He's not the best wrestler in the world, but he's a very, very good wrestler, and he does have a deep moveset, so you shouldn't need to base your match around nothing but finishers. That's one of the reasons why I hated John Cena versus The Rock's rematch. while initially I didn't want the match at all, I wasn't as opposed to it as other people, but once you actually get the match, or once we actually got the match, it's like it's nothing but countering the AA, countering the rock bottom. Cena tries to do the people's elbow, but this time he fakes him out, catches the rock, blah, blah, blah. You know, it didn't feel like a good conclusive match to this, at that time, 3-year rivalry. And the fact that Rollins versus Lesnar technically started at WrestleMania 31 when Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank, you know, the heist of the century, which is still an awesome moment. It's still one of the best calls for Michael Cole ever. It just didn't feel, you know, the match that they should have had, you know, this big feud-ending thing at SummerSlam should have felt conclusive, and it didn't. And of course, getting back to Clash, I just don't feel like a move called the Curb Stomp should be looked like. I don't think it should take 3 curb stomps to finish somebody off. Again, especially since we know Rollins has such a deep moveset anyway. I mean, imagine how epic it would be to see Rollins somehow like lift Strowman up just enough to nail a God's Last Gift or something. Like, that'd be epic. And again, we saw a cool move through the announce table, and we saw freaking, like, the pedigree come back, but then the pedigree is used as a signature as to immediately go into the curb stomp, the 4th one to win. It's like, oh, okay, but that then in turn makes Triple H's pedigree look weak, and I don't know. Like, I'm definitely looking too much into it. I'm definitely reading too much into it, but that happens all the time. I don't know. That was a massive tangent, and this video is already longer than I wanted. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, I didn't enjoy the show. For every good thing we got, there were like 2 or 3 things that I just didn't like. And now we're coming into freaking Hell in a Cell, but it feels like they've barely done any build up for it. I mean, in reality, it's been over 15 days. So, I mean, but like 15 days, that's just over 2 weeks. So like Hell in a Cell, I mean, maybe gets like 2.5, closer to 3 weeks, maybe. I don't know. But again, that doesn't feel like enough time to build up to a show. And I don't know. It's freaking crazy, honestly. But yeah, I'm just not interested in the show at all. And instead of like being here, essentially not defending it and holding the title hostage, I'm just gonna vacate it. And if Tyson wants, he can do predictions for Hell in a Cell. And if he can at least get a positive record of any kind, he'll get the damn belt. Fine by me. Start his 2nd reign. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not going to hold the belt hostage. Simple as that. And, yeah. And, not much else to say. I mean, I might come back for other shows, but I think the way the Prediction Championship is only going to work, for me anyway, the way I'm going to look at it is, if there's a wrestling show that I'm looking forward to, that I want to predict, I'll do the predictions for it. If not, I'm not going to do the predictions for it. Again, simple as that. But this video is already longer than I wanted it to be, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share it up on social media, do all that good stuff. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.